Hi guys! Today I'm going to show you the delicious and easy way of how I prepare this coconut and milk fudge. This is one of the few recipes that I hold very near to my heart because my grandmother taught me how to make it. She loved making this for me, and if you want to know how I do it, come and hazlo con su. For this recipe, I am using 4 coconuts, to which we are going to remove the water. I strain the water because we're going to be using it later, and I hope that you can resist the urge to drinking this delicious water. We'll also be hitting the coconut with a hammer to crack it open and to be able to remove the flesh more easily. Very carefully, then we are going to take a knife or a spoon and we are going to remove the flesh. After removing all of it, we will remove the dark peel. Then you could grate it or remove it with a knife, whatever is easier and more comfortable for you. We basically just want the whole coconut flesh to be completely white. Now we're going to grate the coconut. I prefer to grate it on the fine side because I feel that at the end the texture is much better and it cooks faster. But you can grate it from whatever side you prefer, the fine or the coarse. And you can also use a food processor. Once we finish grating it, this is how it will look. Now we're going to put the pot on the stove over medium-high heat and we will add the coconut water that we previously reserved. The rule is for every coconut that you use, we're going to add 1 cup of liquid. I am using 2 cups of coconut water. We drank the rest and therefore I'm going to use 2 cups of regular water. I am also going to add 3 cinnamon sticks. I did not have any at this time, but I also usually add a half a teaspoon of cloves and a half a teaspoon of allspice. We are going to cook this until the liquid dries, and this should take about 10 to 15 minutes. After the liquid dries up, watching that it does not burn, we're going to add the milk. We're going to add 2 cans of evaporated milk and also 1 cup of whole milk. What I did was, while I was grating the coconut, those coconut bits that I could not grate, I blended it with the milk, and this is what I'm adding here. I am also adding 2 teaspoons of white vanilla, and we are going to let this boil for about 10 minutes. When it starts to boil, we're going to add the sugar. As always, sugar is to your preference. We're going to start with a little and we will be adding according to the desired flavor. I started with 1.5 cups of sugar. I tried it, it needed a little bit more. I added a half a cup more. And I used a total of 2 cups of sugar and then it was perfect. And we are going to also add a half a teaspoon of salt. Remember that every time we do something sweet, we have to add a little bit of salt. From this point on, all we're going to do is to continue to stir to avoid it from sticking to the bottom and burning. This will actually cook for about 1 hour to 1.5 hours. For me, it took 1.5 hours. As you can see, the milk fudge changes color and it has like a more caramel color because the sugars caramelize as the milk cooks. The milk dries up, but this will not be completely dry because it must be creamy. We're going to leave it with a little bit of liquid because as it cools down, it will still be juicy. But the sweet fudge is totally delicious. If when you taste it, you notice that the coconut feels a little bit hard, we're going to add a half a cup of milk and you will follow the same process. You're going to wait for the milk to evaporate. This will give us a little bit more time for the coconut to finish cooking. As you can see here, the coconut milk fudge is ready. Very juicy and quite delicious. This recipe is very easy to make, although it does take a little bit of time. It's totally worth it. It is sweet and delicious, but it's very subtle. I hope that you try it and that you like it. And if you make it, please let me know how it came out down in the comments. If you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up and share it. If you have not done so, subscribe to my channel and activate the bell. Also follow me on all my social media at Hazlo con Su. Now you know how I do it. Bye!